In this video, we're actually gonna not just talk about working on the old shop truck, we're gonna work on it. It is in the shop. I have a free hoist. It's only gonna be in here for probably, I don't know, I only have probably a 4-hour window. But what I wanna do is I wanna get ripping on it. I am just gonna be preparing for working on the frame and working on the cab corners, rockers, stuff like that. Of course, it's going to carry on for a while. I'll have some separate videos. What we need to do, well, let me show you. First things first, I need to get the box out of the way and the bumper off so that I can work on the rest of the truck. But just a point of interest, this box cover was an old box cover off another vehicle, and you can see it doesn't quite fit the truck box correctly. But it's interesting because this is off of a 2000 and like 90 whatever it is classic style to 2007 Chevy Classic. Anyway, it's a long box cover that was on those trucks. And I mean, if someone's looking for a cheap trifold for a long box for a 67 to 72, it's gonna work. Those boxes are pretty close. Of course, you know, it ain't gonna be on here anymore. The reason this is on here is my plan was I was gonna drive it like this. My plan was to get this thing running the way it was, but here's the problem. I drove this, you know, around our place out here, and I took it out on a gravel road just down our road. And, well, let's just say that the box is not really attached anymore. So the plan of me driving this thing, you know, I put the other seats in it and all that stuff, went out the window. So I am going to just yard out everything I can off the back of this truck. I am planning on cutting the frame, fixing the cab. If you don't plan, you plan to fail. So underneath this truck, you can see they welded everything to the back of the chassis on this. So fortunately for me, the back 8 inches of this chassis are garbage. They're getting thrown away. I'm cutting it off. That's it. Well, in here as well, these are kind of cool. This is the first truck I ever saw them on, but they are factory overload for trailing arms, and I don't want them, so I'm giving them to my brother. He has a lot of these trucks. He loves this stuff, so they're his. And I'm gonna have to dress some stuff up because they did do some welding to stuff. The trailing arms are not in the nicest shape, so anything that I do to them, I'm just going to be making bolt onto them, because for right now we're using this is cheap. We're gonna get this thing going cheap. Truck is getting shortened. Well, I'm gonna cut this off. I don't want to work on this with the box above me, so the box got to come off. And I'm going to be taking out and shortening the frame. So if you look here, here's the back suspension. So unfortunately, when you do these shortened frame, you got to do it right here because the back suspension's staying on the chassis and these get moved ahead, and we take out a foot out of here. So 8 inches off the back, foot off here. When we get to the box, we're going to be doing the same. We're going to be taking our foot out of here, and we're going to be taking our 8 inches out of here. I don't know if I'm going to actually fix this right here, because on a short box, this is actually different than on a long box, but I don't know if I'm going to worry about that. Just a quick note, new fuel, it's garbage. It is like literally a nemesis, a fight all the time with my business, because people always are dealing with vehicles that sit for a while. Here's what's happened. I had the truck for a couple years already, and the mufflers have exploded, been blown right apart. And the reason is because the fuel in here is a couple years old. It was stabilized though. And me getting this thing in the shop, getting it running was absolute torture. So getting it running, coming in here, the thing kind of runs and then misses and loads this up with fuel and blew the mufflers off of it. It's brutal. So as you can see, we need to do some serious work. I have all the parts to repair all this stuff. I got cab corners, I got the patch panels that go in here, I got new rockers, I got bottom of doors, all that stuff. So we'll be doing all this, but I'm gonna try my best to do it without lifting the cab off, just because I don't have to tie my shop up for a long period of time if I keep it mobile, as well as a lot of you out there, you're probably going to have to do similar to what I'm doing by not having a rotisserie to throw this on and do all the work. So I don't mind doing a little bit of show and tell with, you know, I'm going to do it on a hoist, but you guys can do the same thing on jack stands. So my business right now is to get this box off. I just thought I'd highlight what we're kind of dealing with here. So these bolts are rusted in place. I'm going to give them a real quick try. If they don't come, the hot wrench will be coming out and we'll deal with it. But I just need to get the box off. So we're going to do that. Probably turn the truck around, lift it off with the hoist. We'll see. Have sunglasses like my dad used to wear. Don't need a wire fire. Hopefully it doesn't fall down. That's good. I think I got all the boots out. No more boots for right now. Just looking at things that need clearance. Well, they welded on a big mud flap bracket here. It's welded to the frame. We'll deal with it after. It actually probably can just stay on because that part of the frame's getting cut off. But I'm getting rid of the excess right now. I mean, you can do this all with a grinder and whatever. You'd have to be careful if you're using zip disc with bolts that are loose like that. They're probably going to give you a little bit of kickback. I wouldn't want to do it with a grinder, but I have the hot wrench here and that thing is a beauty, but not everybody has it. So you might have to do what you have to do. Fight it off with a wrench, whatever. The bolts, this here, grind it off. I don't know if they rent cutting torches. They shouldn't by rights. Get yourself in a lot of trouble with a cutting torch. The acetylene is very unstable. If you don't treat it right, you're going to end up having some problems. Good catch. Good catch. Some serious rust on this piece. Crazy. This truck is rust free. I don't know how there could be rust on this. That was out into the sides of the box. It'd never get it off with that on there. And I gotta get rid of this piece of wire. Just tie it up out of the way because I keep stabbing myself with it. Okay. Looks like it might work. Being real careful not to scratch the paint on the top of the box here with this. You know, you want to take cautions. Precautions. Put a mattress in here, you know, you'd have a pretty nice little bed, eh? I always say that doing stuff that's sketchy just isn't worth it and you should never do it, but I always prove myself wrong. Humans are lazy. I'm no different. I think I can do it quicker one way. So, sketch it is. Oh, look at that. I have to fix a bolt hole. What I'm doing is this isn't sketchy, I'm just pulling off the tailgate just so that the box is lighter when I decide I'm gonna take this off all by myself. Because I don't do things like that. I should use the hoist for that to lift this off because I'm by myself. And so I'm gonna have to fix the back end of this box up. She's in tough shape. This will be lighter. Back in the day, I bought new hardware. A broken off bolt I didn't deal with. Shortcuts. Here's the sketchier part. So these bolts, bottoms are torched off, which is not sketchy, which is nice to deal with. If you torch these off, you want to probably make sure that they're not hot before you yank them out, because that would be sketchy. What I'm talking about sketchy is the back bumper is still on this thing, and I'm going to use that as a stand. I don't want to beat the box up. I really, truly don't. I want to keep this box in as nice shape as I can because I'm cutting her down. But what I'm talking about is I'm going to be sitting it on the back bumper, hopefully not rolling it over too badly when I lift and set it back here. So I hope it doesn't fall on me. My brother and I were talking. We were kind of crazy. When we were young, we just did everything. We had a lot of fun. My younger brother, he's a blast to do stuff with, and we would do stupid, crazy stuff. And we were talking literally this morning about how we didn't lose our fingers. It's amazing. Pop goes the weasel. Should be loose. Should be loose. She's loose. Keep it PG with the pants up. Oh, those cross members are just falling right out. Okay. Me happy. That's going good. I like it. Okay, let's do a plan here now. These are welding stands. Back when I used to I have so many stands from back when I had a bigger company and did lots of welding. And I tell you what, if someone wants some beautiful stands to work with, I'm not selling these ones or giving them away. Maybe if YouTube takes off, I might give away welding stands. Wouldn't that be fun? I'd love to give stuff away. That would be fun. So now we're hooked on the tires. That's our big problem, but this is just a twisty. So I think because we're hooked on tires, I think we'll just take them off. That would be nice. I think I'll just ask the engine that's going in to hold those lug nuts for a while. Beautiful. Beautimus. Really not a lot left of that piece. So you should invite over 4 of your friends when you're doing this. Be easier. Well, 3 friends. Well, you know, 4 friends, and you wouldn't have to do anything. You could just tell everyone what to do. Cross members falling out are causing some grief, though. Bed rails. What are we hooking on there, buddy boy? Hopefully those stands slide okay. That's working okay. I like it. Oh, I just bent the rails. Now what? So I'm going to take a metal box floor. Not going to have a wood one. I got a metal one. Ooh, that was almost on my head. Good thing I'm wearing Crocs. They saved me. I got a metal box floor. And I'm going to take that metal box floor. And I'm going to cut it down, make it fit. Or whatever. Something. Because now I wrecked the rails in here. I can't reuse them. Changing plans, hey? Can you imagine trying to salvage this crap? Oh my goodness. Really excited. I'm going to tear this thing right to shreds. It's going outside in pieces. And I'm so excited I can't stop talking about it. I think talking's going to help me get this off. Jibber jabber. That's me, Mr. Jibber Jabber. Oh, this is awesome. So awesome. Okay. What am I going to do when I get to the edge? This is really the actual way how professionals do it. They just won't tell you and won't show you. So I'm letting you in on some professional secrets here. So, you know, consider yourselves fortunate. It's called Get Her Done. Let's get this junk on the road. And let's have fun doing it. That's my deal right now. Keep it affordable. Let's keep it affordable. Well, that's really working out well for me, isn't it? Oh well. Just gonna have to do for now. So the whole box on this side is lifting. It's lifting off this stand, which I was hoping it would be heavier on the back, but why would it be when there's nothing left on the back and we have a front of a box on the front? Just gotta keep it real. You know, I could jig this differently, which I might do because these inner fenders are garbage anyway. I'm not using them. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna buy the already pre-made, widened ones. I mean, that's not exactly what I was talking about, all the budget stuff, but I think budget time-wise for me, that's probably a smarter choice. Okay, this is sketchy, a little bit sketchy. We'll see what happens when we push on this, if it all falls down. Oh, no, it's golden, isn't it? It's just golden. Maybe not. Oh, that's so sketch. This box is so flimsy. It's a little scary right now with how flimsy it is. How can I set this up where I'm not being as dumb? Okay. Seeing as the decision's made, these are not getting used again, the inner fender wells, I'm just gonna wreck them for sure now. by lifting on the front of them where the lip is rusted off anyway. So I'm okay with that. I'm gonna be okay with that. It's acceptable. You gotta be kidding me. The stand won't go high enough. I can lower the truck though, dum-dum. I didn't just say that to myself, it was just pretend. Ouch. Talk about losing fingers. Oh, the struggle's real. First world problems, right? Okay, I like that. I like it better. I like it better. I do. I really do. Be careful when you burn tires off. There's metal that sticks out, and when you put your hand on it, it feels like you just grabbed a porcupine. Sucker, that hurt. I have not ever grabbed a porcupine, but I can just imagine. Okay, box is free of the truck. Will it fall apart? Maybe. Is it in range of it'll hurt anything? No, so it's time. It's time to release the box. So happy. So happy. Okay. I don't usually get into this. Well, maybe I do. I don't know. It just feels so freeing to work on your own junk that if you wreck something, it's not that harsh. You know how much lower I wish I would have put those stands? You know what they say, you wish in one hand and you in the other and see which fills first. What am I going to do with this? I don't want to unbalance my hoist. That would suck. Okay, what am I going to do here? You're all on your own there, dude. What are you going to do? It's off. Turning it into a lowrider right now. I'm just happy there's no twist in this box. It just is so stiff. It's so funny. This thing feels like a noodle. Yeah, that's as low as I can go with that. Now, what can I do without wrecking something? How about that? That worked. Oh, look at this stiff. This could be a little sketchy right here. Okay, fall now. That's what happens. It was a planned fall. It was hooked. I like it. Oh, I really wish I had an apprentice here that I could blame everything on. If this had a steel box floor in it right now, it'd be a lot harder to deal with, because man, would it weigh more, as well as, that was perfect. As well as, for me to disassemble this, it's going to be easier to do it upside down. So the front edge is on the ground now. Hopefully these cross members don't fail right now. Had the truck up there just in case I lost it and it was that heavy, it would go that way. Good. Feel like I won something there. Prize. Okay. How nasty is this gonna be? Look at that, all the welds are broke. Well, that'll make it easier to fix, hey? This is awesome. So sweet. So sweet. Time to disassemble her. How's she put together? One bolt holding there still. I think we're just gonna take a pry bar and get rid of the rust holding that and that. Yeah, good. So look at the prized possession. We're gonna try and patch all the holes in these cross members and so on and salvage this all. Hey, it's awesome. So the inner fender wells rusted right off. The lip on the bottom of the box, we'll look at it later, it's rusted right off, but there's like bolts holding in here. So when I try and take this apart, I know I got a bit of a treat. I'm gonna take these inner fender wells out. And then I am going to flip the box over and get rid of all the junk on the bottom, and then I'm gonna disassemble the whole box. Get this junk in somewhere outside for now so I can work on the truck. Well, I'm just wrecking my beautiful original pieces here. Don't get me wrong, I'm not taking this for granted. I just don't think that I'm going to be able to repair this part of the vehicle. I don't think me driving around with this part of the vehicle even close to this truck is going to be safe. So we'll shed this part of the vehicle. My word, is it rusty. You know, the cool thing is, well, you got to let me know. Do you think this is worth saving this stuff? Like, most people hate this old junk, and this junk just makes me happy. Why does junk make me so happy? You know, this truck would have probably went to the crushers. So glad I got it. Eventually it would have been junk crushed. Everything is so rusty and so wrecked on it. I definitely have to say, like, literally, I've been spoiled. I get to work on some really awesome stuff. And this is so, literally, it is so freeing. I mean, I'm not used to working on this old junk, and I don't feel bad about this at all. Like, I mean, it's just like, you can kind of give her a little bit. You know, you always got to be careful how much you're giving her on stuff, because I don't want to wreck anything. I'm scratching a box on the floor right now and I'm not real stressed about it. Yeah, kind of brings you back to when you're a kid. Could be a problem because I think I'm as strong as I was when I was a kid. Not. But this is pretty awesome. I want to make sure that I have enough room that I don't run my head into that truck when I pull it over. But I think, you know, there's some welds and stuff I have to grind there, but I think this is going to be way easiest to rip it apart upside down. I'm not having stuff fall on me. Okay. I like dealing with sharp, rusty metal. That's one issue that I should probably have thought about and had gloves on. And this is really quite heavy. Oh. Like nothing. Woohoo! Rip and tear. I guess we'll have a little bit of a fire. There's some wood in here. It's gonna burn because these bolts, I'm not gonna even try and worry about, because it's the plan is I'm gonna raise the box floor in this 2 inches, something like that. So a bunch of the rust, I'm just gonna build new flanges for, which is beautiful. I can just CNC them out, weld them on. Not a big deal. Front of the box, same thing. So I'm gonna get to torching a bunch of this stuff. I want to know where the original stuff was, but this is just torch work now. So we'll get set up with that. I was gonna go and just hammer on this thing, start cutting, and losing my mind with thinking about what I'm doing. So a bunch of the bolts that I took out, you know, if I don't have to replace bolts, if they're in decent shape, they're going back in this thing. And so I'm going to be saving the lights. I'm just going to try and save this truck. Pretty excited about that. So it's pretty beat up. Going to be a challenge to shorten the box, but I'm good. So in 69, the side markers are actually just duds. There's no lights in them. And this one just came apart, but that's fine. Yeah, there's no actual light in it. So I'd like to actually get, instead of a reflector, I'd actually like to maybe see if I can get a set of side markers and wire them into this truck. I think that would be very tasteful. Be a nice addition. But those lights I put on the side, I want to get them used so they don't. This truck's supposed to look like it came out of a field, which it did. Excited to keep it looking that way. Somebody got tape happy here. Looks like there's some serious repairs going on. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna salvage as much as I can, but we're gonna have to do some wiring repairs. Cut towards your buddy, not your body. Not right. This is the internal argument you go through, right? Do I want one that's like half perfect, or do I want 6 that are running? So I'm working at the back of the truck. There's a lot of, well, there's 4 bolts on each side, plus whatever's to the floor for this back cross member. And then it's also welded in. So I'm going to get all the bolts out, but 1 on each side, cut the welds, and we'll carry on. But these bolts sometimes, I mean, they're just not nice to get. These ones, I mean, with how rusty everything is, pretty pleased. So wood box floor has a separate cross member here. Steel, this is part of the box floor. As well, when you're thinking about this truck, if you're going to do a steel box floor, the front edge of the cab is down, I think, or the front end, front edge of the box against the cab is, I believe, it's either 3/4 of an inch shorter or longer to take up the depth of the wood that's in. I think it's 3/4, it might be 1/2 inch. I can measure it. I have other box pieces for this. I have a whole nother long box, same color, that I can use. I'm gonna use as much of the original stuff out of here as I can. I don't want to wreck that other box. Pretty sweet box. It's all in pieces, ready to be a donor, but I don't want to use a single piece off it. Don't do what I'm doing right now. I just got my ratchet stuck in here. Can't back it off, can't go forward. I just wasn't thinking. I'm thinking about how cool it is to run. Just snuck it out, luckily. How cool it'll be when this thing's running. Oh, so excited about it. You know, I was so excited. This truck is going to be either a twin turbo or single turbo. It's going to be the stock bottom end thing with it. And who knows what the plans are. Like, who knows where it'll go. My excitement right now is to just have this thing running. It's going to be so nice. It's going to be a good little shop truck. I need something for running around that I can haul junk in. I need something I can take to the wrecking yard. My wife used to get pretty upset with me because I'd always go and do jobs with her nice new vehicle. Now I do it with my own little garbage stuff that I picked up and run around with. Ow. Really happy I don't have to. I was careful with her stuff, but I'm really super stoked I don't have to. It's not right, we'll put it that way. Tell me, has any one of you done something stupid to make your wife mad at you to do with cars? I just broke the bolt off here. That isn't what I wanted. And the reason that isn't what I wanted is because I want to take this apart, grind off the welds, and not have it fall on my head. So I'm just going to put another bolt back in. We'll be good to go. Got to replace a bolt. So getting back to it. What have you done that's stupid that made your wife upset with you? I'm not saying it's wrong for your wife to be mad at you. It's what did you do that caused it? That's the deal. And wives, if you're working on your vehicles, what did you do to take your hubbies off? Gotta find another bolt to put in there. Throw it on the floor. It's good there for now. All of the rest of the junk, I just burned it off with a torch. Just a quick note, all the stuff I burned off, I just protected with the shield so that I could save my paint, which, I gotta cut some more. It's kind of funny, cutting all this rust. Well, that's what I'm doing with the torch, even though you don't want to, it doesn't want to cut through this well. Technical term of torch cutting is called rapid progressive oxidization. So like extremely fast forward rusting of the material, not melting it, it's actually oxidizing it, which is cool. So look that one up. Let me know your comments on that. What do you think? Is it melting the metal away? How does the torch work? I think you'll be surprised if you look her up. Uh-oh. That almost got lost until I turned it over. Does not fit well in there. So here we go. Not sure if anyone's interested, but if you are, oh, I got a fire over here. If you are, you can private message me. I'll sell this stuff pretty cheap, you know. Still good stuff here, hey? Good parts. Oh, look at that. I thought that was all discombobulated. Fixed. Some pretty high quality stuff here for sale. Maybe we could do an auction or something. That'd be great. If anyone, you know, and I can fold it up pretty small, I think, for shipping. I'm thinking that might be good. So yeah, it's foldable. It's totally foldable if someone needs it. Oh my goodness, some of my pants are coming with. I am hooked. So let's go. So this is some lightweight racing material if you're building a race truck. This has all been lightened. You know, in the old days, they acid dipped the cars. Well, this is a natural process of lightening. It's worth way more money than the acid dipped, like max wedge cars and super stock stuff. So I don't know. You guys have at her online, start the bidding. You know, we start maybe $1,000. Let's see how high this goes. Yay! The box is apart. I have a huge mess to clean up. I hate making big messes like this. I have to be ready for work Monday. I think I'm going to be able to work on this to clean it up tomorrow. Well, I'm going to make the time, whether it's in the night or whatever. But right now, I missed the call. I know that I was supposed to already be moving. So I ran out of time to finish this, but it's at least a part, and we will carry on another time.